my dear students. Wish you all stay happy, healthy and safe at home and do your studies regularly and properly. I am Yoshna Barak and today we are going to see a chapter for standard 10 students from your English textbook First Light. That is your main textbook. From this book we are going to see chapter number 10. The name of this chapter is Sermon at Banaras. In this chapter, we are going to see the sermon given by Gautam Buddha at the bank of Banaras, at the bank of river Ganga. So, let us quickly start this chapter and let us see what Gautam Buddha had urged. Gautam Buddha, 563 BC to 483 BC. He got born in 563 BC and he died in 483 BC. Began life as a prince named Siddhartha Gautam. When he got born, his name was Siddhartha Gautam and he was a prince. In northern India, he born in Nepal, but that time Nepal was a part of India. At 12, he was sent away for schooling in the Hindu sacred scriptures. Sacred scriptures, that means the holy book about a particular religion. Here it is about Hindu religion, in which the norms, laws and doctrines of that Hindu religions are written. And 4 years later, he was only 12 years old when he was sent for the schooling, and after 4 years, after getting the knowledge of the Hindu religion, of the Hindu scriptures, after 4 years he returned home and married a princess. That means he was about 16 years old when he got married to a princess. They had a son and lived for 10 years as befitted royalty. Now, Gautam Buddha had a son whose name was Rahul and he married to Yashoda. There he lived in the married life for 10 years. When he was about 26 years, he left home and took sannyas. Sacred, that means embodying the laws or doctrine of a particular religion, and scriptures are the sacred writing of a religion, sacred books of religion. Befitted, that means be appropriate for or suitable for. So he was suitable for the royalty. He lived like a prince, he lived like a king. For 10 years he was in the royal palace and he lived the married life for 10 years only, and he had a son also. At about the age of 25, the prince theretofore shielded from the suffering of the world, while out hunting, chanced upon a sick man, then an aged man, then a funeral procession, and finally a monk begging for alms. This sight so moved him that he at once went out into the world to seek enlightenment concerning the sorrow he had witnessed. Chanced upon, that means came across by chance. Alms, that is money or food given to poor people, that is charity. Enlightenment, that is a state of high spiritual knowledge. So when he was about 25 years old, as he was the prince, he was completely unaware of the sorrow of the world. But he came to know about the sorrow of the world by chance when he was going for hunting, and on the way he found a sick man. Then he got to know that people also get sick, people also get disease. Then an aged man. Then he came to know the sorrow of the old age. Then a funeral procession. And then he got to know the sorrow when some belonging person dies, when some relative dies. And finally a monk begging for alms. Alms, that is for some food and for some money. So when he saw a monk begging for alms, that means a monk begging for charity, from there he come to know the sorrow of poverty or sorrow of not having money. So when he got to know the sorrow of this world, the different type of sorrow in this world, because he was the prince, he never felt that kind of feeling, he never had sorrow in his palace. Whatever he wanted, he could get that. So for the first time, he saw the pain, the sorrow of his people. These sights so moved him. He was so much shocked and he felt it really in his heart that he at once, within a moment, went out into the world to seek enlightenment, to seek the spiritual knowledge concerning the sorrow he had witnessed. Because he was so much concerned about the sorrow of his people and he wanted to know, to get the knowledge why this sorrow is and how can this sorrow come to an end. How can people be happy? To get that spiritual knowledge, at that certain moment he left the home and went into the open world, into world he was wandering here and there to get the knowledge about the people's sorrow and how he can solve their problem, how he can put an end of the sorrow of the people. He wandered for 7 years and finally sat down under a peepal tree, where he vowed to stay until enlightenment came. Enlightened after 7 days, he renamed the tree the Bodhi tree, that means the tree of wisdom, and began to teach and to share his new understandings. Wandered, that means to move without a fixed course. He was moving here and there without any particular objective. The only objective was to understand the sorrow, and in that search of the knowledge about these things, about the knowledge of, about the real knowledge of this world, he was moving here and there. Vowed, that means solemnly promised to do a specified thing. Now he wandered in the search of enlightenment here and there for 7 years and finally sat down under a peepal tree, where he vowed to stay until enlightenment. He promised himself that he will stay there until he get enlightenment, until he get complete knowledge about this world, the spiritual knowledge about this world. So he promised himself that he will stay there, and he stayed there until he got enlightenment. Enlightened after 7 days, when he took the promise. After that, after 7 days, he got enlightenment, and then he renamed that peepal tree as Bodhi tree. That means the tree of wisdom. In Hindi, wisdom is known as Buddhi. And began to teach and to share his new understanding. From there, under that tree, he started giving the preachings about his understanding. He started teaching all the peoples and started sharing all his understanding to the people so that they can also get the benefit of his knowledge and can make their life happy, can solve their problem and can eliminate sorrow from their life, just as Buddha could do. At that point, he became known as the Buddha. From Buddhi, the word came Buddha. The awakened or the enlightened, the person who is enlightened, who has the spiritual knowledge. The Buddha preached his first sermon, his first Uddesh, the talk on religious or moral subject at the city of Banaras. So first time he preached his first sermon at the city of Banaras, the most holy of the dipping places on the river Ganga. That sermon has been preserved and is given here. It is preserved, it has been kept securely and safely in the books. It reflects the Buddha's wisdom about one inscrutable kind of suffering. Inscrutable, that is, we cannot eliminate it. Preached, that means delivered a religious address to an assembled group of people. Sermon, that is a talk on religious or moral subject, holy, that is sacred, and dipping place, that is bathing place. Inscrutable, something which cannot be understood. So, when he got the enlightenment, he gave his first sermon at the bank of river Ganga in Banaras, the holy city where people used to take bath and wash their sins in the river of Ganga, in the pure river, in the pure water of Ganga. So there Buddha gave his first sermon, his first preaching, and that preaching was about the inscrutable kind of suffering of the people, the kind of suffering which we cannot understand and that will be in their life, that cannot be eliminated. So that sermon is still preserved, is still securely and safely kept in the books. It is still here in this world. So that sermon reflects the wisdom of Buddha about one's suffering. How can we say that he was enlightened? When he started giving his preaching, giving his sermon, and those sermons were actually truthful and factful. That is why we can say that he was enlightened. So that sermon was, once Kissa Gotami had an only son and he died. In her grief, she carried the dead child to all her neighbors, asking them for medicine. And the people said, she has lost her senses. She has lost her senses, the boy is dead. At length, Kissa Gotami met a man who replied to her request. He said, I cannot give the medicine for the child, but I know a physician who can. And the girl said, pray, tell me, sir, who is it? And the man replied, go to Shakyamuni. Shakya was the caste of Gautam Buddha. Shakyamuni, the Buddha. Kisa Gotami repaired to the Buddha and cried, Lord and Master, give me the medicine that will cure my boy. So Kisa Gotami was a lady who had only one son, and he also died in a young age. So in that grief, in that pain, she carried the dead child into her arms and went to her neighbors, asking them for medicine, because she was thinking that he is ill, he has not died, he cannot die. He is my young baby and he has to live yet a long life. But he is faint. He is not dead, he is faint because of illness. So that is why she was asking for medicines in her neighborhood. But all the people replied that she had lost her senses. The baby is died. How can any medicine cure him? At length, finally, Kisa Gotami met a man who replied to her request. When she was requesting for medicine, a man replied to her that I cannot give you any kind of medicine for your child. That means you die, that means your. I cannot give you medicine for your child, but I know a physician who can give you the medicine and who can cure your baby. So you should go to that physician. The girl said, pray tell me, please tell me, I pray you, I beg you. Sir, who is it? Who is that man? Who can cure my baby? Who can give me medicine? So the man replied, go to Shakyamuni, the Buddha. Kisa Gotami quickly went to the Buddha and cried, Lord, my master, give me the medicine that will cure my boy. Please give me the medicine that can cure my boy. Now she is asking for the medicine to cure a dead body. With this, we come to an end of this video, and now we will meet in the next video. Till then, take care of yourself, be safe, and keep on learning. Thanks for being with me. See you.